Hey everybody, hello and welcome to my review on the Poltava. Yes, we are taking a look at this ship, seeing how she does, giving you our feedback and hopefully helping you make an informed decision. She should be available in the premium shop now. We'll have a quick look at that as well before we go into the replay to see if that is the case. So, a bit of history about the Poltava for you. First and foremost, in the game, this is a 1938 design, a Type B battleship project, which was equipped with 356mm guns, about 14-inch in size, which was designed simultaneously with the Synop. The main purpose of the ship was to oppose enemy cruisers and the Scharnhorst class battleship cruisers. So if you think about it logically, Synop was probably kind of aimed at countering the Bismarck and Tirpitz, whereas the Poltava would have been, the Type B here would have been more aimed at taking on the faster, more mobile battle cruiser style ships. Interestingly though, I've done a bit of digging into the name Poltava, and there's quite a few ships with the name. Although it hasn't been carried forward into the modern Russian Navy, from what I can understand. There have been roughly 7 ships of the Imperial Navy / Soviet Navy that were named Poltava, which was after the Russian victory at the Battle of Poltava. So, 1712, it was a 52-gun ship. It was a 52-gun ship of the line. Then there was the 1743, which is a 66-gun. 1754, another 66-gun. 1808, which is a 110-gun. That's quite a heavy gun ship for that kind of age and era. And 1820, it was an 84-gun. Then in 1894, it was a Petropavlovsk class pre-dreadnought battleship. It was captured by the Japanese during the Russo-Japanese War of 1904-05, and it was actually sold back to the Russians during World War I, renamed as Chesma, as there was already a new Poltava in the Russian Navy, and ultimately it was scrapped in 1924. Now, why would they have to rename it Chesma? Well, interestingly, in World of Warships, if we look at the Russian battleship line, as you can see, we have this class here, the Gangu, the Gannet, which was entered service in 1914. It was designed around about 1911, though. So, bit of contrasting information that I found here, because obviously entered service in 1914, whereas if you look for Russian ships bearing the name Poltava, the last ship to wear the Poltava name was a Gangu class, but it was in service in 1911. So there's a 3-year discrepancy there between what we've got in game versus what is on there. It might not always be the case. Obviously, to Wikipedia, it might need an update and things like that. But that was a Gangu class, and it participated in World War One and World War Two before being scrapped in 1949. So there is, from what I can understand, there isn't actually a Poltava class as such, but it just seems to have assigned quite a name with a little bit of history behind it to what is actually a Type B, which is what this project was designed for. So, how do we find her in World of Warships? Well, she comes with 3 triple turrets mounting 356mm guns, 1938 model, which stacks up with a 1938 design as well. Very high velocity, really, for this kind of ship. 895 meters per second for both HE and AP. So you don't have to put as much lead on as you may think with this ship. But they're only 14-inch guns. If we were to look, let me just put some filters on here for you to have a look. If we were to look at Tier 7 Russian battleships and we compare it directly to the Synop as a sister ship, Synop has these big 406 Vickers from 1915. So although the Synop has bigger guns, they are older than this. So, it's very interesting. But with the smaller guns comes quicker reload, slightly higher penetration in some cases, but not obviously the overall brute punch of the big 406s. Armour-wise, Russian armour that you'd expect. Really nice thick 200mm belt extended around the bow. Very thick 370 on the sides there, so you can, to a degree, broadside and feel quite comfortable with her, but I wouldn't recommend it. After all, while it is 370mm, there are ships out there with more than 370mm pen that you are going to meet, especially at the higher tiers, and they will do significant damage. So try and keep her angled, but you can afford a little bit more angle than normal, so you can bring all 3 turrets into play, which makes her a little bit more comfortable to play as well. In terms of your survivability, she does have a 33% torpedo reduction, which is really nice at tier 7. So, you know, big positives there. And while she doesn't have that many hit points at 59,100, you do have to bear in mind that the modules that you can equip on this ship, as you can see here, are the upgraded Damage Control Party 2, which has a really quick reload, but has limited number of uses. And the same with the heal. 354 HP per second is not fantastic, but, you know, it's good enough. And of course, my favourite consumable, the fighter. You can see as well on the upgrades, I'm not running the full suite of upgrades. I'm only running the 2 damage cons as well. I would suggest going main battery, aiming system mod 1 here than this, rather than any of the others. She's not really a secondary. You could comfortably boost the AA, because at tier 7 obviously you're going to be getting those odd double CV tier 6 CVs or tier 8 CVs, and she does have a decent AA suite already, so might be one to consider for this. But personally, aiming system mod 1, play it safe. And then the final one, I would stack damage control massively on this ship, only because of the limited consumables that you have here. Captain wise, if we have a look at this captain, this is a 19-point captain, but I'll give you what I think are the basics for your 10-point captains. So we run preventative maintenance, we run jack of all trades, we run basic survivability, fire prevention. I do run advanced fire training for the secondaries, with superintendent and adrenaline rush. This one you could probably drop for concealment. Or if you wanted to, you could spread those points down towards expert marksman and maybe last stand as well. Wouldn't be a bad shout either. Might seem an interesting one to say last stand, but if you bear in mind that you have limited consumables, having the ability to keep turning and driving, turning and going forwards and backwards in the ship, even on a reduced function, is going to help you out massively. So that's another option you can consider. Your 10 points, I would initially go with preventative maintenance with adrenaline rush, superintendent, and then I would go for fire prevention. Big thing with the Russian ships, as we know, is when they burn and you get through all those consumables, you're just going to burn and burn and burn. So anything you do to reduce that is a benefit, in my opinion. I don't think I've run anything too special with the flags, just a bog standard flag setup, as you can see. You know, November Echo set 7. So we've got the secondaries, we've got the AA, the consumable reload quicker, the speed boost flag for 5% quicker, the damage repair, so we repair more HP, the fire and the flood recovery, remove the possibility that they can detonate the ship. I do run my 2 bonus flags, my CC and Alpha. And the camo that you see on the ship is actually the stock camo in the light blue scheme. You can run it in the green scheme that we see a lot of the Russian ships in, like that, which is a good one. And that gives you 50% XP and takes 10% off the cost of the repair. So let me reset that back to my preferred colour choice. So there we go. What do I think of Poltava? Well, in the game coming up, I've played quite a few games in her. I've been bottom tier quite a lot, but I've not felt useless. You know, I've not felt like another bottom tier game. You know, I've actually been okay with it. It's been quite comfortable to play. She's performed really well. She's handled really nicely, and I've been quite happy with her. So yeah, that's what I think. Let's have a quick dip in the premium shop and see if she is available, so we can get an idea of price. Price will be in GBP. So let's have a look if she is lurking anywhere. What have we got? We've got some Dunkirk containers. Harakaza. Here we go, the Poltava. So, with a 10-point captain, the flag, a load of other stuff, she's £54.75. With a little bit less and a 6-point captain, she's £46.62. How much is she on her own? £27.58 for the Poltava and a port slot. It's not bad, that. I mean, if we look in the ship section, we'll have a look at tier 7 battleships. So, obviously we've got the Poltava packs there, so we're going to compare this one. This is the basic Poltava pack. So £27.58, she's less than a Duke of York, she's less than the Hood, she's more than the Shitikar, she's about the same as the Scharnhorst. So that's an interesting one. You have to compare, would you get the Scharnhorst or the Poltava? I hate to say it, but a lot of people are going to say, I get the Scharnhorst because, you know, pomp, circumstance, history, torpedoes, turtleback armor, all those kind of things. It's a good second option. If you've already got this, you're grinding the Russian line, I would say that this is going to be a comfortable ship for you to play, and it gives you that. It gives you another avenue. So there you go. So that's how much she is. She is available right now in the premium shop. As always, this is my view and this is my humble opinion. Check out Stats, check out NoZoop. They've done some great videos on that I've watched. Really do recommend you check out their channels and their reviews on this ship as well. For me, if you haven't got a Scharnhorst, this isn't a bad option. If you haven't got a Scharnhorst, I would get the Scharnhorst before this. However, she's a good job, and you know, as we always do when we look at it, we can't help but really look at some of the detail on the ship. Quite interesting, you can see in the sunlight as well, she has kind of a pink armoured deck as such, which I think is really, really cool. And the model, as always, is just absolutely stunning in detail. You can even see the ripple there in the metalwork on the bow, which is just absolutely awesome. Absolutely awesome. The models never cease to amaze me in this game. It's just beautiful to just be able to sit in port, you know, bit of sunlight there coming on the back deck. And yeah, just absolutely awesome. Absolutely awesome. Interesting as well, by the way, as you can see, they'd have to rotate this turret over this way to get to the airplane hangars here. So they could open the hangars to pull the planes out to launch them. Just a little tidbit of... Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please, if you haven't already, you know, subscribing and, you know, ding-donging the bell below to the channel will be awesome. If you think if you think it's worth it and you've enjoyed the content, there is a Patreon in the links below. If you want to help me create more content and maybe make this a full-time career, please feel free to do so as well. But you don't have to, obviously. Just enjoy the content on the channel. Anyway, see you in the replay in a few minutes, guys. Thanks. Hey guys, hello. Welcome to my replay of my game in the Poltava. Just as a heads up for you all, I've played quite a few games in this, and I've tried to get the best game possible for you to have a look. But obviously, it's me. I play pretty ballsy a lot of the time. So this is kind of the best I found of the bunch. As you can see, we are bottom tier. I did find I was bottom tiered quite a lot with this ship, and as a result, it made it hard going. Especially when she's up tiered, she does feel like she's struggling a little bit in terms of ship performance. But you know, as you can see, we're on the Greek map. We're going to head towards the Charlie Cap, and we're going to see how we do. It's not a massively long game, this, spoiler alert, but we'll do what we can do, and we'll see how she performs. I have been enjoying playing her. She is, you know, you can't really compare her to Sinop, as we've said before. She kind of is her own thing, and obviously from the history of the ship that we've been able to find out about her, she was kind of designed to counter Scharnhorst rather than Tirpitz. So she was, you know, kind of designed to counter a different threat. So obviously she was quicker, she was more mobile. as a result, you know, while she's still got that, you know, while she's still got some of the Russian armour, she doesn't have a lot of it, and the guns obviously are a lower calibre, as they were on Scharnhorst as well. So, you know, we'll see how we get on. Hopefully we'll do okay. We'll wait and see. As you can see, though, we're just running her fairly stock to try and get the best possible idea about the ship as well. So, speaking of the Scharnhorst, there she is. As you can see, she's still out of our 18.3 kilometre mine battery range. But, you know, we'll see what happens. There's a Bliskovitcher there, there's a Jean Bart. So, you know, let's see how we do. Zara takes quite a big hit there. But then again, it's an Italian ship, what do you expect, I'm afraid. We're going to keep carrying on this path, past our Miyoko. We see the Bliskers out there within range, so let's see if we can spot them, but nope, no joy, disappears. We are spotted though, so somebody can see us, but then again, as you can see, the 13.5 kilometre detection radius isn't going to help us either, is it? There's the enemy Udaloy. Send some shots out there, as you can see, quite nicely grouped as well. One of the good things about these 14-inch guns is they are quite nicely grouped, and the shell speed is actually quite nice as well. They really do fly fast. Looking for shots on the Algerie there. Call no joy. Guns are loaded, so we're ready for our next target. Take a big hit in the side there. Doesn't have very strong side armour in comparison to the other Russian ships, but then when you look at her against the other ships, she's actually not bad. We've already covered this in the review, in the more detailed review that we do at the start of my videos. So we'll see how we get on. But let's keep on trucking. Some blind shots out there towards where we last saw the Algerie. Oh, we got one pen. Not bad. We keep heading this way towards the Alpha Cap. We did catch sight briefly with the Z23, but that's disappeared. He's back in view now, and then he's gone again. That's the new spotting mechanic in play there that you can see where you get more of a realistic spot. We lose one of the turrets there as we pull the trigger, so we've got a turret ready to fire, but unfortunately it's not going to be for what we want. The Algerie's turned around, and we're trying to get shots there, so we refocus onto the Nagato. We fired the single turret towards it, but now as you can see we've got a really awkward turret split. 2 and 1. We do get a bounce on the Nagato there, and a non-pen. We fire the other 2 turrets. One of the things I was struggling with initially was the shell velocity, putting a bit too much lead and not enough lead and things like that. So it's a little bit of a testing phase this, but we're still in the game, in a tier 9 game. Some people have taken some big shots, or we're still floating, so we'll take it. Quite a lot more ships are now in range. There is the enemy. There's the enemy Soyuz. I take a shot there because, as you can see, he's flooding, so that's going to slow the ship down. Grouping looks good. Positioning looks good. Not brilliant, but then again, 14-inch guns against the Soyuz. The Soyuz is pretty heavily armoured there, so even any slight angle is going to give us some issues there. The Algerie is kiting away. He does have HE shells in the air though, which are not good for us. A little bit of damage taken there. There's the Soyuz again, but as we can see, he's only just moving forward, so we try again with the shots. Let's see if we can get a bit better luck this time. Got a penetration this time, so we got nearly 5k there on that dink. Again, not a massive dink, but enough to keep causing him problems. He returns the favour and takes 12k. So I've got to pop one of the heals straight away, and I put the fighter up at the same time. That's my mistake. That's a bit of a fat finger moment there. But we do have a much quicker reload than him, so we send him again. Let's see if we get a better luck this time. He is lower health. Oh, and what do you know? Our 2 penetrations find his citadel, and that's the Savexis Hoyas. That's the tier 9 Russian battleship down and out. So suddenly things are looking a bit more up, feeling a bit more confident with the boat. We're trying to aim, so we're going to land roughly in the superstructure of the other Hoyas over there. Shots in the air. That seems to work pretty effectively as well. So we get another 8k dink there. There's an Algerie there, but he's right on the edge of our range. So instead, we're just going to keep focusing on this Soyuz here. So again, shots out. You can see you can shoot a lot closer with these guns because of the higher velocity. So when we hit like that, okay, we did 8,200 there, put him down to 4.2k. While his guns are bigger and are going to hit harder, if we aim at the superstructure as you would do with, say, the Italian cruisers, you know, the Royal Navy cruisers, your destroyers with your HE, any of the American, you know, light cruisers as well with the IFHE setup, you know, this suddenly becomes a lot more effective. So, you know, at this point then, you're thinking, actually, I'm feeling a little more confident. Starting to get a bit more of a feel for the ship. She's feeling better. You know, it is still quite an even game. They've lost 4, we've lost 3, but you know, luckily for us, 2 of those are tier 9 battleships, and a couple of, you know, destroyers, which are a bit of an issue. I'm then in the position again, which the Soyuz kind of is okay in, but I sometimes feel it could be a little bit better, where I'm chasing the enemy. You know, we're pushing in with the enemy, but you know, the beauty of the Soyuz is, as you can see, we can climb up past that 30 knots. That suddenly makes it feel a lot quicker. You feel a lot more comfortable and confident with the ship. And you feel more happy to actually bow on to people. Yes, it's got a weaker bow. But, you know, relatively speaking, its bow's as good as anything else. It doesn't have the armor profile to be overmatched. To successfully be not overmatched, but you know, it's perfectly fine. Get some really long range shots out on the Nagato now. Now he is down in a position where we could actually nick the kill, and unfortunately all we do is bounce off him. So it's up to the Masashi with those big 460 mils to pop in the coup de grace. Udaloy is spotted. And we're almost loaded, but he's going to be in cover before we can pull the trigger. So we keep our eyes open. The Udaloy's about to pop away anyway. We spot the Zara. We've got a Zara and a Shan horse bowing to us, and in the background there a Jean Bart. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to actually look at the Jean Bart. As you can see, I'm aiming kind of for the tip of the nose, in hope that the shells will dip over as such, and actually either, you know, take out a turret or actually pen the deck. And in fact, we do get 2 pens there for just under 4.3k. The Algerie is trying to be an annoying little thing from the side there. Our Senyang has fired a wall of skill towards the Jean Bart. That's going to end badly, I think, for that Jean Bart. But he is backing away actually in a bit. We'll see. So those torpedoes miss. So we try again. We switch to HE now, as you can see, because we're setting him in at superstructure. We get a fire, we get 4k damage. Pretty good. We're more comfortable now. We're still with the HE. I do make a bit of a faux pas where I leave the HE loaded by error when I get a good broadside shot as well. So, yeah, that's my bad. But anyway, we keep going. So we're going to come around the corner on the Shan horse. We haven't selected our AP yet, so this is going to cost us, I believe. Masashi's being warned about torps from somebody who's torped behind him. But we're going to keep pushing forward. You know, we've got a fight. There's a spotter plane up there, but we take him down. We pop our fighter in the hope of it spotting, forgetting that it doesn't spot anymore. Still with the HE loaded though. So this, you know, we got torpedoes in the water, friendly torpedoes, but they've already run out, I think. We keep pushing, we keep pushing. You'll see me popping in and out of sniper view in a minute. What I should have done is I should have C-keyed there. But there we go. HE, fire. He gets killed by the Musashi's fire though. We're back on the AP, and I am now bow on with the Jean Bart. You can see the blue traces from the Jean Bart tell us that he's actually using the new French premium captain. It's a good call. It's a good captain for this for that sort of ship. Personally, I run mine in my Kleiber with little success. Broadside to a Zara. We fire a little bit too much lead there. But, you know, we get a Citadel. Happy days. One Citadel isn't too bad. We keep pushing on the Jean Bart here, and because we've got a bit of chunk of health, I'm kind of in the mood of, you know what, I've got a bit of health. You know, let's keep pushing for the team. Keep him lit and let everybody else do the work around us. As you can see, potential damage is going up. Spotting damage is at 21k. There goes the Musashi with a nuke on the Jean Bart. There is the Zara around the corner. We're about to kill it, but our Shaw's gets a wonderful hit there. And now there is a Zara, an Algerie, and the Shenyang left. Shenyang gets spotted, so you know, a little bit of lead at this shot at this narrow angle. We do get one pen. Which I didn't expect to get a pen actually. I was expecting over pen at least. But because we're able to keep this guy lit for the team, he is going to disappear shortly because we shouldn't be spotting him now. I think this is just a countdown for the unspot. But he's ticking away on fire there. 1,900. He might be able to survive, but we put some blinds out. HE there. Turn around and look behind us. But we get the blind kill. Not bad at all. Up to 63k, and considering we are the bottom tier, you know, and this is only about the 10th game or so in the Poltava that I played. You know, we are learning her a little bit better. Should have turned the other way rather than turning in. I should have turned out on this occasion. But as you can see, we are capping this base as well. So I figure it's better to turn in, cap the base, and you know, we'll do that. We've got some GGs coming up in chat as well. 2 ships left, and we've got quite a few of our tier 9s left. These guys, they're in a Algerie and a Zara. You know, kind of it is what it is. We're not in range to pull the trigger anymore. Points are ticking down, so we're going to be coming to the end of this very, very quickly now. The post-game results will come to the end. I hope you've enjoyed this, guys. Catch you all soon.